going on, Jerome's? Happy Saturday out there, everyone, everywhere. Ooh, happy weekend to those who celebrate. I know that some people grinding on the weekend, respect the hustle, trying to level up. That's what we're doing. That's right, baby. Also what we're doing this month, it is draft month, so we're going to run our annual food shelf fundraiser, and we're working with Every Meal this time around, formerly Sheridan Story. They do a great job here in the Twin Cities because a lot of students get their nutrition through school. So weekend, summer can be kind of dicey, and every meal helps fill in those gaps. So here's what we're doing this month: Venmos, Super Chats, Cash Apps, all donations that regularly come into the show will be donated to Twin Cities Food Shelves, or you can donate directly to Every Meal. Just email us, let us know, because we can put that in and tally towards our goal. Goal for the month is $2,200. We'll get into why $2,200 here in a second. We're at about $350, so a pretty decent start to the month, and we're going to run weekly live streams talking about the draft and mock draft 79.2. Also, we're at minimum going to have a day 2 draft night stream, maybe day 1. We'll see what happens there. But so the goal is $2,200 because $1,100 is food bags for one child for 3 years. So let's get 2 kids. That's our goal on that. So again, all Venmos, all Super Chats during live streams, all Cash Apps, regular donations this month will go to the food shelf. So thank you very much for doing that. Also, something that the crooked Chicago Bears are going to do, allegedly, since they traded Justin Fields to the Steelers, is take Caleb Williams at number 1. Now, it's probably 99.99% chance that's going to happen. So Caleb Williams, you are a crooked Chicago Bear. Now, Caleb Williams has unlimited upside, man, but only with Jordan Addison, as evidenced by his 2022 tape where he won the Heisman Trophy. 2023, not so much. Hey, also it's really funny too. So Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's kid, one of the receivers at USC last year. So he was talking about, yeah, man, Caleb Williams just throws it up there. He has no choice because your team had no defense. Anyways, but so yeah, it looks like the Bears are circling, and there are reports out there that the pick is locked in. I'm sure what will happen, this happens every single year, like where a team knows who they're going to pick, but they let the clock just drain down the entire time just to waste. Actually, the league probably mandates it just so they can get more TV time and more ad revenue. That's probably it, man. It's a little bit frustrating. But hey, Caleb, welcome on in. We get to beat your ass twice a year. It's going to be fantastic. Mekhi Blackman, pick 6 against his former teammate. Let's go. And hey, in 4 years, after Chicago completely ruins you, we will gladly take you as a backup to Drake May, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix. I don't know. Whoever the hell the Vikings quarterback is. Hell, it could be Sam Darnold. Who knows? But the Vikings looking to trade up and secure their quarterback of the future. It's probably going to cost them. So, of course, all the reports are that the Vikings, if they want to trade up into the stratosphere, it's going to cost at least 3 first-round picks, and that includes number 3 with the Patriots. Now, I think if the Vikings do make a move up, I mean, if Washington is steadfast on a quarterback, they're not trading out. If the Patriots are steadfast on a quarterback, they're not trading out. 4 or 5 is where teams seem to have their quarterback locked in, with Kyler and Herbert with the Cardinals and Chargers respectively, right? So it is going to take quite a bit to get up there. And the only conceivable way is say that they're fully in on one of the quarterbacks remaining after Williams, whether it be May or whether it be Daniels. And if the guy ain't there, maybe they could be open for business. Like if Washington takes the guy that New England wants, who knows? But they are doing their diligence. So rap sheet, they're meeting, Patriots meeting with Jaden Daniels as well as they're meeting with Drake May. So they're doing their homework in that regard. Although I feel like Drake May can't take the Mac Jones number. I don't know. Like I know that it's, I know that there's nothing there, but taking the number of the failed quarterback, the former savior, it's not good. Although I do like that. All right, so basically Mac Jones replaced Tom Brady. I know that there was a gap here, but basically that's what happened, right? And it's kind of nice. So Drake May comes in or Jaden Daniels comes in, and they don't have to be the guy who followed Tom Brady. They get to be the guy who followed the guy. That's exactly where you want to be. But, I mean, Daniels would be a lot of fun in New England. May, same thing. But the problem is the Patriots are so deficient in a lot of areas. They need a lot of help, and frankly, a trade down. Again, self-interest here, but the Patriots should trade down for 11, 23, and maybe a future first rounder. And basically just grow the roster or organically, because they are not just a quarterback away, although you can't really go wrong taking a swing on a quarterback. But you can go wrong if you just toss your quarterback out there in a bad situation where his receivers can't get open, where he's going to get hit, where he has no running game, where the defense is shoddy. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. But that's why the Viking situation is so good for said quarterback. And also, what's great about it is that he doesn't have to start right away, because all the reports that Darnold is going to be the guy at least at the beginning of the season, no matter who they end up at quarterback. So we'll see. Some of the Vikings did not get was T.R. Tart. So T.R. Tart do. All right. So formerly the Tennessee Titans was released mid-season, hooked up with the Texans, and of course that's why he would want to be in, because the Vikings signed everyone any tangentially related to the Texans defense. But T.R. Tart signed with the Dolphins. Apparently the Vikings and the Texans both had interest in bringing him back, but he heads to South Beach. Can't blame him. But it does, following the breadcrumbs, show that the Vikings, who were in on Christian Wilkins reportedly, who were in on T.R. Tart, they want to get after a disruptive defensive tackle. Now they did bring in Jonah Williams, Jerry Tillery, except those guys are more 4 or 5 techs, defensive ends. So I think the Vikings could take a swing on a defensive tackle, whether it be Byron Murphy, whether it be Johnny Newton, whether it be Ruka Rorro, whether it be Dwayne Carter, etc. There's a lot of ways the Vikings could go on defensive tackle. Also, so people get mad when we talk about Kirk Cousins, but it's still funny, man. And yeah, I mean, he's not on the team anymore, so you should ignore him. I'm sure that's healthy. But also, we do it for the jokes. That's all. And it's fun to watch in real time, where it's like, so we've compared it. So when the Vikings signed Kirk Cousins in that free agent deal, and then subsequent 2 other deals, where it's like, we got fleeced by a timeshare, right? And now watching the Falcons, and some Falcons fans are fired up, most of them not so much, where it's like you see someone else sign up for a timeshare, and it's going to hurt them, and you want to warn them, but also no one warned you, so screw everyone. I feel like that's that, man. But Kurt, of course, saying all the right things. Basically, he said, "I want to retire a Falcon." That's what he said about here. That's what he said about Washington too, by the way. But on the Shaq podcast, I'm going to be committed to doing everything I can to help us win a world championship. Exactly what he said here. Exactly what he said at Washington. And that's exactly what he's going to say in 2028 when he's quarterback of the Jaguars. I'm going to be committed. I don't know why he has no teeth at age 40. Anyways, but also it was funny. So the reason why Kurt took number 18 and Kyle Pitts kept number 8, because we said it was about the money, and apparently they had printed a whole bunch of Kyle Pitts jerseys, so they would have had to buy them out several $100,000, and that's why it's like, we're good with the number. You knew it was about money. You knew it was about money with Kurt. It's kind of funny, man. Speaking of money and jerseys, so Stefon Diggs, I can't talk about former Vikings, but after Diggs was traded from the Bills to the Texans, there were some questions. Would he rock 1-4, just like he did back in the day with the Vikings as well as with the Buffalo Bills? But apparently, some things are changing. So, Aaron Wilson. Sometimes when there's a jersey number change in the NFL, it comes down to a price. New Texans wide receiver Stefon Diggs obtained the number 1 jersey from veteran safety Jimmy Ward for roughly $100,000 per league sources, and Ward is back to number 20, his old 49ers number. So, Stefon Diggs literally paid $100,000 just to wear number 1. I forgot who pointed out. It might have been PFF Sam. Was like, that is pure narcissism. Dropping 100 racks just to wear number 1. That's funny, man. It's good times. Also good times. So yes, we have been on the Penix train for quite a bit. Although that sounds like something that would be Japanese, like a Penix train. We are weird. And I'm part Japanese, so I can say that. Anyways, but Bruce Feldman, who's a fantastic college football writer, one of the greats, so he did up an article. Headline was, Michael Penix Jr. may be a polarizing topic among draft observers, but one group that are big believers in him, the rival coaches who've actually faced him. His arm talent is as good as I've ever seen. Now, that's the whole thing with Penix. Like, all of his concerns are basically medical. That's it. Like, there's no character concerns. There's no off-the-field concerns. There's no questions about his arm, although he does need to have a little bit more touch. He's kind of like all gas, no brake right now. Like, he's Mariano Rivera. Like he's got the cut fastball, and that's really about it. All right, so he does need to change things up a little bit. But we're always talking about ceilings. And, yeah, I mean, all the quarterbacks in this class could bust. Williams could bust, May could bust, Daniels could bust, blah, blah, blah. But Penix, it's all about the health. And he has stayed healthy for the last 2 years. He doesn't get credit for that. So if he stays healthy and he reaches his zenith, that arm talent is setting him apart. Yeah, that's why I'm fine rolling the dice with Penix. Hell, I would roll the dice with Spencer Rattler too. Go ahead. And this is coming from me, the self-professed, not a arm strength snob, but in terms of what they can do, pushing the ball vertically, and what they have done in the college game, especially with Penix. Come on. So first off, like all the Penix Jr. haters and losers would just be like, oh, I've converted the second deep play action, 55, 60-yard bomb downfield on the money to JJ and Addison. Let's go, man. Speaking of let's go. So this is what happens with every single Dallas Cowboy star who's going to be a free agent. Basically, it's so predictable that Jerry Jones uses his toadies in the media to basically badmouth the player and try to get fans against the player and try to get the player to take a little bit less. It's so stupid, and also it's so transparent that I can't believe that people still fall for it. But right now, so there's a AstroTurf campaign against Micah Parsons. 105.3 The Fan is Micah Parsons' behavior wearing thin at the Star, which is the Cowboys facility. It's no TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill, but it's aight. Blah, 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 blah. So basically, there's anonymous sources that say that Micah Parsons and blah, 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 and Micah Parsons is just out for himself. And All right, fine. Hey, Dallas, if you don't want him, we'll take him. Because Micah Parsons already looks good in purple. Woo, woo. Also, I know that we're good to go at linebacker with Grenard, Van Ginkel, Cashman, and Ivan Pace Jr., but Parsons would be out of this world. And what's interesting about Parsons, so he came into the league out of Penn State as an off-ball linebacker, and Dallas turned him into an edge rusher full-time. Just imagine what Flores could do with Parsons. God, that would be so sexy. Plus, that purple is fantastic. I love it. I was plumb surprised when Micah Parsons was traded to the Vikings. And the Vikings, if you think about it, Vikings do have the cap space to pay him. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Not saying, I'm just saying. But that's it. That is the daily dump on this beautiful Saturday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.